And that's how the theme song goes. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Constitutions Podcast. I'm your host, Chad White, and if you didn't know, this is a premiere podcast for the website, cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. Okay, so this is very strange. I unplugged. I was in such a rush to record that I picked up the microphone while the theme song was playing. I picked it up with such veracity that I picked it up and I pulled. If you're not watching the video, I pulled the headphone cord out, and so that's why if the intro that I just said for the last 30 seconds has just sounded weird, that is the reason because I just jettisoned up the microphone from the floor to my hands. So anyway, welcome back to the Constitutions Podcast. Listen, we got to go. We got a whole lot to talk about because I had a full docket. Last week I did end up seeing a movie. After I moved, I did a job up north and back home where I used to live. And now I'm down in the city, and I went back there to do a job for some reason because they keep scheduling me that way. And they did it to me twice, so I saw 2 movies because I didn't want to drive in traffic. So here we are. Now here I am, down $10.50. Well, actually, no, because I got cookies for both. So down a lot of money because I saw 2 movies. But you know, it was really good. I had a really good time seeing both of those movies, and I do not regret seeing either of them. Now, the movies I'm talking about, of course, are Skyscraper and Mission Impossible 6. Here's the thing. One of them, I was completely alone in. There was nobody in there. Not even a remote chance of a person walking in. Second, the second one was Mission Impossible 6, which I saw yesterday. At the time of this recording, at the time of this episode coming out, which is Wednesday, August 1st, 2018, I saw Mission Impossible 6, and it was definitely one of my favorites of the year. I had no idea that I really liked the Mission Impossible series only after Mission Impossible 3. I've seen parts of 3. I own 4. I love 5. Okay, so what was I talking about? Oh, if you didn't know, I have a big issue with Audition 2018, Adobe Audition 2018. It always drops or cuts out on me for some reason, and it just cut out. So anyway, like I was saying, I love 4. I love 4. I love 5, and 6 is one of the best action movies I've ever seen, hands down. This is embarrassing that this had to cut out, which means I had to cut the video, which means at some point future Chad figured that out. But right now I'm at a loss as to how to do that. I'm going to leave up the waveforms because I know that's going to Audition is, I'm having very big issues with it. Very big issues with it. And Premiere crashes on me. I mean, I pay my bills sometimes on time. I know I'm behind this month on Adobe, and they give me 10 more days to pay it. I figure it out at some point. It's so sad. I was just thinking about this today, that if I had, I quit the news station because I used to work at a news station, and it was part-time, and I was the only person who was part-time. Interns got more hours than me, which is very sad, and I'd been there for 2 years. Now, if I'd stayed there, the reason why I left because they wanted me to do listicles, and I wasn't going to do that because I wanted a job after 2 years. I confronted them about it, and they were unmoving. They wouldn't look me in the eye. They were afraid of me because I confronted them about it. My manager would not look me in the eye every time I talked to him about it. And I talked to him at least 4 times about it. And he would not offer me a full-time job. He said, well, if you wait a few months. I was like, no, I've been here for 2 years. It's not happening. I'm not waiting 4 months. And he goes, what? Then we went to HR, and the HR person is like, well, you're basically, they're both really nerdy dudes. That's why they're afraid of me. And they said, well, you're basically submitting a resignation. And I went, okay. And that is where I am right now. That's why I have $0 in my bank account. And that's why I am struggling to find a job. But I keep thinking, if I had kept my mouth shut, if I had not stuck by my guns, if I had just put my head down and shut up and work, would I have a full-time job there? Now, I would have more money than what I'm doing now. But I wouldn't, because part-time there would paid more than both of my part-time jobs now. But would I be happy? And would I have I know I wouldn't be living here. I probably would have had enough money to move out more months ago. I probably would have had, I don't know if I'd have the same person I'm dating now. I thought about that. I've been thinking about that all day. So if I had kept my mouth shut, how would life be different? I know for a fact I'd have more money. All right, so let's move on. Let's keep talking about, I don't know how we got on that, but let's talk about Skyscraper and Mission Impossible 6. Mission Impossible 6 it's a sequel to the fifth one, obviously, but I believe I haven't seen the fifth one since it came out, so about 2 years ago, and I believe that one of the bad guys is a carryover from the fifth one, and because they keep referencing something that happened, and I don't remember the fifth one at all. I remember that's the one where he held on the side of a plane. God, that's so good. Ghost Protocol is really good too. I'm likening it to Fast and Furious when Fast 5 came out. And that was just a new set of movies. Like, the Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, the third one, and Tokyo Drift, and Fast and Furious. They dropped the thes. Those were, I don't want to see those. I've seen Fast and Furious, The Fast and the Furious, and I've seen parts of Too Fast and Furious. And I've seen all of Tokyo Drift. I don't want to see Fast and Furious, but Fast 5, Furious 6, no, Fast 5, Fast 6, Furious 7, wonderful movies. It's just a changing of the guard. So once MI3 came out, that's, it's fine, but MI4, that's a whole nother level of movie. It's good set of films. So Tom Cruise, wonderful job. He did a great job running. Henry Cavill, handsome man. Cannot believe he stole the show. But you will know that about 30 minutes in, they tip off who the main villain might be, because you don't know until the end. They tip it off, and if you don't know about that scene, then you're not paying attention. But they did a really good job. I would call MI6 Backstabby the movie, because everyone backstabs everybody. Trust no one. Such a good movie, though. Such a wonderful movie. A lot of good fight scenes. There's early in the movie, Henry Cavill and Tom Cruise are jumping out of a plane together to go down to Paris. And Henry Cavill's guy is just so headstrong because he's a CIA operative meant to monitor Tom Cruise doing his IMF stuff. And Tom Cruise is like, "Hey man, I don't want you blacking out up here." So they're really high up in the atmosphere, so they're above a storm. And he's like, "I don't want you blacking out. Put some oxygen in." And then Henry Cavill is like, "Shut up, I got this." And he runs out and jumps into a lightning storm. And then the lightning hits the guys, and the sound editing in this movie is amazing. If it's not Oscar nominated, I'm gonna be so ashamed, because when lightning hits these, when they're diving, all you hear is the wind rushing. There's no music. They don't use Balf is the composer, and they're not using any of his score. It's just this wind rushing. You hear Tom Cruise like off in the distance screaming for Henry Cavill, because he's the one who was hit by lightning, and you just hear the wind rushing. There's no sound at all, and then when they get to their destination, that's when the sound comes back. And that's when the music plays. There is just such good sound editing, sound mixing, and the composition is wonderful. The composition was pointed out to me by Pop Culture Happy Hour, so I would urge you to listen to that episode of Pop Culture Happy Hour when they discuss Mission Impossible 6, because they really brought out the idea that this new composition was just going to really stand out. Ving Rhames did a good job. Simon Pegg did a good job. Every single person in this movie, Angela Bassett, Alec Baldwin, all fantastic. Again, this movie is called Backstabby McGee. Don't trust anyone. Now, I saw Skyscraper, and I liked it. The issue is, I expected more from it. It's a very pulpy movie, and it doesn't get pulpy until the skyscraper is on fire and burning and attacking. So the movie's not what if the world's most technologically advanced building started attacking the world again. It's not that. So don't think that. bad guys take over the building, and then they start using the building's features to attack people. At the end of the movie, the owner of the building, I'm not ruining anything because you're not going to see the movie. And also, you know how this movie ends. In the movie, the owner of the building, who was a billionaire, who was the reason why the building was getting attacked, Dwayne Johnson's in the helicopter with him. And you could predict every line of this script that's written by Ross and Marshall Thurber, who also directed the movie and produced the movie. So I'm very happy for him. But you can predict every line in this movie. And Dwayne Johnson turns to the billionaire and he goes, "What are you going to do now?" And the billionaire turns out of the helicopter and he goes, "Rebuild." I cannot believe that he wrote those lines. Ross and Marshall Thurber. That is a name if I didn't know one. He's 43 years old. He did, We Are the Millers. Okay, I really like that movie. Good for him. The Nines, Easy A. Oh my God. Oh, he was an actor in Easy A. Never mind. Okay. Central Intelligence. That's why they work together. And We're the Millers 2 is coming at some point. Anyway, I want to recount every scene in this movie. So the movie was, again, I was the only person in there. And I just want to take this time out. I started taking pictures. I started doing video for the movie. I want to take the time out to say that this movie, I don't have my phone on me, so I have to do this on the messages. Thank God messages.com, .android.com is a thing now, because that's how I text. Not most of the time, only when I have my computer. Okay, so let's see. Saturday, when did I see the movie? This is very strange. I'll have you know that all of the batteries in both cameras are charged up, so welcome. Okay. Where is my, you know what? This is taking too long. Okay, here we go. I found it. All right. So when I realized I was the only person in this movie for a very long, like very early on in the movie, this movie also may have had a duct tape endorsement because there's a lot of duct tape. Okay. So I was about, let's see, this first part, the first text I sent was, okay. So The Rock's best friend invites him to China to test out the building, to see if he can see if the building's good. His best friend from the army, turns out, The Rock used to be in the army. He lost his leg in an explosion after some guy blew himself up with a child. And his best friend was injured too. So his best friend, turns out he's a guy who brought him over here so that Dwayne can get attacked. This is not funny. So that Dwayne can get attacked. So then I sent my first text to my current lady friend. I wrote, "I have a 3-hour break between movies. I'm the only person who's showing a Skyscraper. Ha ha ha." And then I sent a picture of the female who's a bad guy, and oh my God, I don't know what her name is, but she is gorgeous. What was her name? Chin Han. Nope. Who is this? Who are these people? Oh, Hannah Quinlivan, I guess. I don't know. Whoever the bad woman is. I said, okay, so about 20 minutes in the movie, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's climbing the crane. He realizes he has to, no, like 30 minutes in the movie. He's escaped the police. He's got to climb the crane, and he's got to climb this crane that's across the street. He's got to get into the building, into the hotel / residency / apartments / store that is a skyscraper. He's got to get in the skyscraper, and because it's on fire, there's a floor on fire, and it's getting dangerously close to his wife and children who are in there. That's the reason why he's going back in there. And so I wrote, bad word, cuss. He's climbing the crane. Picture of him climbing the crane. And then I wrote the F word, a very long version of it, because he's jumping right now. And he made it. He grabs the edge, he slides off, and he makes it. He makes it. It's wonderful. Oh my gosh. So then now he's preparing himself. He's preparing himself, and he's and he's fixing his leg, which I will turn to the camera right now if I remember to do this. If I remember to edit it. There you go. He's fixing it. You can see it over there. He's fixing his leg. And he's using, and his words, the line that comes out when he's fixing his leg, he goes, "If you can't fix it with duct tape, Pete, then you ain't using enough duct tape." First duct tape reference. So a few minutes later, The Rock finds out his wife and one of his kids is still alive. And The Rock comes and save them after these bad guys are about to kill his wife. And I wrote, The Rock and his wife just pushed a bad guy off the bridge and hugged afterwards, all caps. And now The Rock, so then they see that their son is on the other side of the bridge. And of this bridge that, like in a rainforest inside the skyscraper, that broke down, caught on fire. It broke down, and now the wife's trying to cross a plank of wood to save him. So she's crossing the plank of wood, and there's a picture of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He goes, I'll hold the bridge. And he grabs 2 wires. This is the funniest thing. He grabs 2 wires from the side of the bridge, and he holds up the bridge. And he's struggling, and you can see this face. That is the funniest thing. I should just edit these in, but I really don't want to. You can see his face. I'm showing the cameras. You can see his face, and look at his stupid fat face. It's so funny. So he's doing that. He's holding up the bridge, and he realizes, oh, my daughter's missing. So, one thing is the daughter was captured by the bad guys. The bad guys say, okay, Rock, you get this hard drive from the owner of this building, the billionaire, and we'll let your daughter go. And I wrote, this is the first movie, and The Rock, I'm telling you, this is the first movie where The Rock is beaten all the way down. People just beat him up, and he doesn't win any fights. He does not win at all. And I wrote, it's a good departure from the norm of him being a god, which is true. And so there's a B story. There are police people. There's a couple of sexy Asian police cops that the man sergeant, he'll believe anything that's put in front of his face. That's his character trait. And then there's a female police officer who doesn't believe anything that's in her face. And she doesn't believe The Rock's wife when The Rock's wife escapes with their son. She writes, it doesn't make any sense. Hot cop doesn't like it. Rock's wife is what I wrote. Okay. At one point, The Rock, in order to get into the billionaire's penthouse where the hard drive is, The Rock decides to go. He has to go in front of a wind turbine that's on the outside of the building. The only way to reach it, because there's no ledges, there's no scaffolding, is to wrap his hands in duct tape, wrap his hands and feet in duct tape, and walk on the edge of the building that is, I swear to God, the size of his big toe. So he has to inch his way across. And his words, not mine, no, are shared words. He goes, "This is stupid." And I wrote, "Bro, I agree." And there's a picture of him crossing outside. and he's tied a rope to like a tiki that's hanging outside of a window. That's hanging on the inside of the window. That's too big to go out. And so just in case he falls. And he has so much rope that he's able to climb all the way around the building and down, all the way around again, and then down again. The funniest thing. Oh, and then he runs across the building. He runs across it, and then he falls, and his leg gets caught. The leg with the prosthetic gets caught in the rope, and he's hanging upside down. The leg that's the prosthetic is used as a weapon so many times, or as a way to hold a door open. It is so funny. And then the billionaire gives some exposition, a long exposition, which is what we needed about 40 minutes ago. The Rock had a sword in his pants and killed a guy is what I wrote during this big fight scene. And now everyone's in a hall of mirrors during the final moments of Act 3. Rock Spartan kicks a guy. I have a video of that. I have 2 videos of this movie. Rock Spartan kicks a guy, and the guy drops a grenade, and he explodes. And then The Rock's safe. And then his family's safe. And then we have credits. Oh, my God, this movie. I thought it was, like I'm saying, it's a fine film. Dwayne Johnson, Nev Campbell, Chen Han. So many good people in this movie. Pablo Schreiber. Everybody did a good job. Zima. So funny. It's like this movie. It tries a lot. It tries really hard, but then it decides that it doesn't want to try sometimes. So that's where we are. with Skyscraper. I urge you to go see it. I'm still waiting to see Rampage. It's in my Redbox playlist, but there's no Redbox where I live now, so there's not one near me. Anyway, that's what I want to talk about. How far are we in this episode? Are we almost done? Yeah, we're almost done. Thank God. Continuing. So I meant to talk about this. I don't know if I did last week, but I went to a wedding in Chattanooga of a friend and her beau. And it's very strange because I met the guy several times. Like, I've hung out with him. I've hung out at his house before. And I walked in and he looks me in the eye. I walked into the chapel and he's like greeting people. And he looks me in the eye and he goes, "Hi, nice to meet you." And I go, and like in my head, I go, "Oh, we know each other." But then I just shake his hand because I'm in such a rush because I think like the wedding starts in like 15 minutes. I'm in such a rush. It's hot outside. I just run inside the chapel. And then I find two people, one person I know and her boyfriend. And I sit down with them. And I mention that and they go, "Oh, well, he's probably just nervous." And I go, "Okay, all right, that's fine." So I go, so the wedding starts in now 10 minutes. I get up. I have to use the restroom very bad because I've been driving for 2 hours. It's in Chattanooga. I drove from Atlanta. I didn't stop to pee. So I get up and I go back to the groom and I go, "Hey, do you know where the restroom is?" And he says something to the effects of, "Hey, good to see you." Again, just pass it off to nerves. So we go to the wedding happens, reception happens. I'm at the reception. Again, sitting with my friend and her boyfriend, and people that supposedly I know, but I don't know them because I hadn't been in college for 3 years, so I forget people. And the bride and the groom, the bride's my friend, the groom, guy who doesn't know who I am apparently, they come over. I give her a hug, say a happy for her. He goes, "Thanks for coming." And says something to the effect of, "Nice to meet you." And then at this point, I go, "This is ridiculous." He must be pulling my leg because I've met you. I've hung out at your place. You know who I am. I've known you for like 5 years. Nice to meet you. You can't be nervous anymore. You're at a reception for your own wedding. That makes me so mad. Oh my God. Oh, and then I went to a graduation party. I just looked at my notes, and that O was me just realizing something that I wrote down. And I went to a graduation party for a friend. He graduated from college. One of his brothers graduated from college. He graduated from graduate school, and then his younger brother graduated from high school. And so I go there, and again, it's people I went to high school with, and it's people I went to high school with, and it's basically their parents. And then their parents' friends, and then a bunch of people I don't know. And one of the parents' friends was this very drunk lady. She, when I tell you, I was sexually harassed, or me too, as I've been saying. I was, and I get it. I understand. It's not a funny thing, but I was touched. I was danced on. I was suggestively said stuff that I will not repeat here because this is a clean show, but very, very disgusting, dirty stuff. From a woman that was about twice my age plus 10 years. That's such a rude thing to say. Anyway, at one point, she grabs me and one of my other friends. So a group of us are talking. I'd say a group of about 8 of us are talking. 8 or 9 of us. Doesn't matter the number. We were talking. And let's say 2 of us in that group are black. Me and one of my other friends. The lady walks up to us, puts her arms around both of us, and says, we need you guys out there dancing, especially you two. Excuse me? Excuse me, miss? What's your name? Where are you from? Can you go back there? And possibly don't go out tonight. So I made myself laugh at that one. I like that. So she was a white woman. She was an older white lady. And she was very, very drunk. Like I said before, we don't need that. We don't need that type of negativity in this world. All right. So keep that. Listen, what I'm saying is if you're going to be a drunk white person at a party, try holding it in. Try holding in all those things that you want to say out loud, that you normally can't say, that you normally shouldn't say. Don't say any of it. The more you know. Here we go. Anyway, one last thing. See the reason I talked about this is on my notes. I wrote down the lady from the party, ellipses, racist and sexual predator. I think I wrote it down that night. I was so flustered. You ever go to someone's house and their toilet has poop rings on it? And you just think, why don't you just clean the toilet? I mean, I'm such a neat freak. Like this is like the dirtiest my room is right now. This right here. These are it's just a package of water and the charging cable for this laptop that's wrapped in duct tape because the cable is broken. And my white noise machine plugged in over here with my USB-C charger and a lamp plugged in. And then this photo that needs to be hung up. I mean, it needs to be framed, but hung up. You know, framing costs so much money. So that's the dirtiest my room is. My closet's even clean. So I'm just saying, why invite me over if you're not going to have a clean home? Clean your kitchen, clean your toilets, clean your tubs, clean your sinks. Just do it. It's easy. Because I'm about to clean right now. Final thing. Apparently, Kelsey Grammer is down for a Frasier reboot. And I think that they should, I've been watching a lot of Frasier lately. And instead of just letting it be Frasier, they should do a Frasier reboot with Cheers and just call it Cheers Frasier. Frasier returns to Boston with his new bride that he ran off with at the end of Frasier. If you didn't watch Frasier, that's too bad. I mean, even I know the ending and I barely watch Frasier. So call it Cheers Frasier. Cheers, Frasier. And it's just pulling double duty. And so we see Norm and Cliff and Carla and Ted Danson's character, maybe Kirstie Alley's character, Woody. It'd be great. Kelly, Lilith, maybe. Bring Bebe Newworth back. Apparently she left Cheers because she didn't want to be typecast. And she just did acting on Broadway. Which is, I understand. That's fine. But I would relish at the opportunity to do something more than what I'm doing right now. And that's it. That's an episode of the Constitutionalist Podcast. See, I put these things off until the last minute. Like, this is probably going to go up. It's 4:49 now on August 1st, 2018. This is probably going to go up in exactly an hour or so. I mean, I might get a bowl of cereal and then, chill out, watch Frasier. Or Workaholics. I've been watching Workaholics lately. I still have to write an interview, which I haven't done in 4 weeks. Oh, I feel bad for that poor girl I interviewed. I'm so sorry. It'll come out soon at some point. Anyway, that's an episode of The Constitutionals. If you liked what you heard, if you liked what you saw, head on over to cpluscomedy.com where we've got some stuff going on, like an interview that I should be writing and a couple of reviews that are coming out, hopefully. You can follow us on Twitter at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter at ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. Head to the YouTube page, youtube.com /cpluscomedy to see the premiere show, News Time, whose birthday is next week. It's going to be great. It's raining right now outside. So if you heard rain all throughout or cars passing by, that's the reason. YouTube. So the birthday of News Time is next week. It'll be the fourth year. Yeah, I think it might be the 4th year, 4th or 5th. I think it's 4th. No, oh my God, it's the 5th year. It's the 5th year for the website. That's the birthday, not News Time. Also, News Time's birthday is next week, though. News Time's birthday is next week, and the website's birthday is next week. So I'm doing an anniversary episode. I don't know. It might be documentary stuff. It's something. I'll figure it out. And I have 5 days to do it. Not 6, 5. Comes out on Monday. This past Monday, I put out the episode at 9:59 or something like that. 10 o'clock, something stupid. And I felt so bad. It usually goes out before 8 p.m. It's supposed to go out at 9 a.m., but I've been so busy trying to work and earn money. Ugh, adults. I hate this. Anyway, check it out. And this week's episode is about the other indie studios that A24 basically opened up the path for. I know that Focus Features and Fox Searchlight, Blumhouse, Neon, and IFC Films / IFC Midnight, those are the ones we're talking about. But Focus Features and Fox Searchlight, they came before A24, but A24 really just centralized it and really opened up the path to the Oscars, to people really enjoying indie movies. So I did an extensive coverage of A24 2 weeks ago, and so this week is the other indie studios, the 5 that I just listed, which I will not name again: Neon, IFC Films, Blumhouse, Fox Searchlight, Focus Features. Boom. Check it out. It's a good episode. Like I said, next week's the anniversary of C+ Comedy. I'll figure out something to do. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Bye.